And Anthony Harris is one of the free agent signings this offseason that was brought into Philadelphia, signed a one-year deal, and he is hosting a back-to-school event in Deptford at the Dick's Sporting Goods on Monday, and you can get there at 1750 Deptford Center Road in Deptford, New Jersey, and he will be available handing out shopping with the kids and helping them pick out their favorite gear and back-to-school items for the upcoming season. That's on Monday at 5 o'clock, the back-to-school event in Deptford with Eagles safety Anthony Harris, who joins us right now on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. Anthony, welcome aboard, man. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good to have you, and welcome to Philadelphia. You've been here for a little while. What's your early impressions of what kind of football town Philadelphia is?
Man, I'm excited to be here. Just very thankful for the opportunity. Very grateful the time I've spent here, going throughout the city, getting ready for camp, practicing with camp, enjoying the fans as they come out and support. It's really giving me something to look forward to going into the season. Playing here in Philadelphia and getting inside that stadium with the fans going as well.
It's a little different here in Philadelphia. You'll find that out, I'm sure, and I'm sure as your matchups against the Eagles in the past. Let me start with, obviously, in 2019, you had that big season. You were the co-leader in interceptions. And then people would say, well, what happened last year? And what would you say was the difference from 19 to 20 for you?
Well, I think, just how the year started off, going into that season, coming off of, that year and then going in with COVID coming in, disrupting the schedule a bit in terms of just getting that normal routine in the off season, getting in the facility, working out, getting around your teammates, building that chemistry, building that bond, building that trust on and off the field. I think that kind of just carried over a bit into the season, as well as having a lot of guys come in who were younger players. We didn't really get that time to really develop with another and build that trust out there on the field that it takes to go out and be successful day in and day out.
Anthony, obviously, Jonathan Gannon's a guy you knew. How much of him being here helped you make the decision to say, I want to go to a place where I'm going to know the defense that made you make that decision?
Yeah, I think, you take a look at the game and some of the things that's very important is communication. Communication not only between players but to the coaches as well. That and then trust, being able to communicate and being on the same page and trusting, what you're doing out there, not only from coaches but from a player standpoint, that's important. So for the opportunity to, go into a new environment, new team, new organization, it was definitely very comfortable being able to, get around some familiar faces in terms of Coach Gannon, having worked with him before previously in early in my career, and then just trying to get around some players with familiarity as well that could help make that transition smooth.
Anthony Harris, Eagles safety. His back-to-school event is Monday at 5 o'clock at the Dick's Sporting Goods in Deptford, New Jersey, which is right up the street from us here. You can go up there. Anthony will be on hand to shop with kids, help them pick out their favorite gear. Back to school. I can't believe it's back to school time already, which means it's football time, Anthony. You're at practice, obviously, every day. Give us some people, you got these old school guys. Now, I'm 44, but I'm not in the old school mindset. I'm still young at heart. I don't care that the players don't play in the preseason games. I'm over that. I'm okay with it. The joint practices versus preseason, what do you think about how that is all transitioning right before your very eyes as a player? Are you guys, in your mind, getting enough out of these joint practices, or would you like to play some in these games?
Yeah, I think from a player standpoint, you really want to just get in that environment where you can compete. So I think, having those joint practices is an opportunity to, get out there, compete against another team, from a system standpoint or scheme standpoint. You get to do some things in practice that you might not, do during the preseason. So that's a great experience there and a great opportunity there to really work on some of the things that, you've been working on versus your own offense or own defense, to be able to implement and do some of those things versus another opponent. So from my experience, having an opportunity to have two joint practices this year has been great. Facing the Patriots for 2 days, really getting after it. And then, now here up in New York going against the Jets, another great opportunity to kind of go against your opponent one for ones and good on good, and then do some things that you may not be able to do in preseason.
So, in other words, to the fans, you're getting enough from these joint practices in your mind as a player. You feel that is enough to get ready for the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think, at the end of the day, it's just about, building that chemistry, working on some technique things, the physicality of the game as well. We all just want to be professional and obviously work towards keeping each other healthy as well.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we're able to try to put in there as well in terms of going out, competing hard, getting done what you need to get done, being physical but being smart as well.
All right, Anthony Harris is with us. Give me the wide receiver or offensive player that stands out to you daily at practice.
I think for me, it's been Watkins. From coming here, the time I've been here, just seeing him put the work in. A guy who doesn't really say much, but when he goes out on the field, he's working hard on the daily basis. He's making explosive plays. He's popping out a bit, but I mean the entire wide receiver core for me, they've been showing the ability to make some high explosive plays. So Rager as well, coming up with some nice catches. And then, Devontae with his smoothness, he's been great to see as well. So it's kind of tough to really pick one player.
Now, last year you were at practice and worked with Jefferson a lot. Any of these guys kind of say, man, he reminds me a lot of what that guy did?
Well, I think for me, I just look at, how a guy carries himself, how he works.
Yep.
And then just how smooth he is with this game. And I think, seeing Devontae come out there and run routes, and just his level of, I guess I would have to call it maturity in terms of, getting in and out of the routes, releases at the line of scrimmage, and then just catching the ball. It seems very smooth and very fluid. So I think that's one thing I see really pops out to me is just how smooth he plays as well.
Anthony Harris, again, Monday night, 5 o'clock at the Dick's Sporting Goods in Deptford. He will be there on hand to shop with all the kids. So if you're in the area and you want to meet Anthony and have your kid walk around, and he'll help them pick out the gear, favorite back-to-school items, that's in the Dick's Sporting Goods in the Deptford Shopping Plaza up there at 5 o'clock on Monday. So, Anthony, the team went out and signed Steve Nelson, a veteran player, much like yourself, who's had some success in this league. What do you think bringing Nelson in did for this defense this year?
I think anytime you could bring in a player who has a lot of experience, played a lot of football, it's going to be very helpful in terms of you get a lot of different looks. You want to do a lot of different things. If you want to do a lot of different things defensively or how offenses may attack you, having that veteran experience, somebody who's played a lot of ball, who's seen a lot of ball from a lot of different perspectives, it allows you to, do different things. Like we've kind of built a connection in terms of just communicating and being able to see things, from the same lens and trust one another that, hey, I've seen this guy multiple times now be where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. And then just being on the same page, it gives you that sense of chemistry and trust that he sees it and he's seen it before, and that's how he's going to play it on a consistent basis.
I guess before we kind of ask you a little bit about your event, you played in that game at Lincoln Financial Field that sent the Eagles to the Super Bowl. What do you remember about the atmosphere and that day? I mean, you guys have a lead, you're driving, and then Patrick Robinson happens, right? And then the whole game kind of gets away from you. But what do you remember about that day and that game and just being at the Link that day?
Yeah, I mean, I remember just going into that game thinking, we have a chance to win it. But right away, one of the factors was the fan base. We knew we had to come in and, try to take them out of the game right away. So from a player standpoint, you go in, the energy is very high, pregame warm-up. The team was very fired up. The fans are fired up. And we come out and kind of take the air out of the stadium for a moment. And you think that, if you can continue to do that, you'll be good. But I just remember after that play when Patrick picked off that interception, returned it for a touchdown, I just remember it erupting. And it was like waking a giant. And I just go in my head, now it's gonna be a long day, and we're gonna have to fight this one out all the way to the end.
Man, it's always great to see guys like you make it in this league. Undrafted, led the league in interceptions, got yourself a franchise deal for a season there. I mean, it's been quite the ride for you that's got you to Philadelphia. Now you're on a one-year deal, kind of one of those prove-it years for you. So everybody is very excited to see how this fits in. What's the vibe around this new coaching staff as a guy who has kind of, persevered in this league, going from undrafted to where you got to now where you are now? It moves very fast, but how you feeling about where you are in your tenure in Philadelphia now? And then, of course, like how you got here. Is it all kind of surreal about like where you are and how this is all setting up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm extremely grateful, extremely blessed, for my journey here. But at the end of the day, my mindset is it's not done yet. There's a lot more to be written for my story.
Nice.
So here, just in this moment, in this opportunity, where I'm at with this team and the expectations of the team this year kind of falls all together for me in terms of just, people may not be expecting much from the team, much from the organization, but, from a team standpoint or organizational standpoint, we're expecting the best. We're expecting greatness. And every day we go out and we put in the effort and the energy to, get 1% better each day. So it's just about that underdog mentality of, grabbing your lunch pail, going to work every day despite whatever happened, and going in there with a purpose. And our purpose is to, go out, be a great team, be complimentary, play some great football, and then just enjoy the moment.
Anthony Harris, again, tell us a little bit why you decided to do this on Monday. You're going to be at the Dick's Sporting Goods in Deptford for the kids. So how did this kind of come together?
Yeah, for me, I think, part of the dream, that I'm living right now and been able to come into is playing football and being in a position where I can do what I love and use my platform and my resources to be able to make an impact, in a different community. So for me, it's just about, trying to make an impact right now in the Philadelphia area. So I'm trying to make an impact with the youth in terms of, being their support system in whatever way I can. So if we can, bring people out and give them resources in terms of backpacks, clothing, whatever materials they may need to, get ready to go back in the classroom and further themselves, that's what I'm here to do. So I'm partnering up with Dick's Sporting Good. I've had the opportunity to partner up with Acme Market to help, donate food and stuff as well. It's just about making a change, a positive change, and a positive impact anywhere possible.
It's great stuff, Anthony, and we appreciate you spending some time with us. Again, it's Monday, 5 o'clock, Dick's Sporting Good in Deptford. He'll be there to shop with all the kids and help them pick out gear for the upcoming school year. We wish you luck, and obviously September the 12th, we're all looking forward to it and looking forward to another season of Eagles football. Anthony, thanks so much, man.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Go Birds.
And go Birds. There you go. Anthony Harris coming from the Vikes to the Eagles. He's already got it. Go Birds. So Anthony Harris, tremendous story. For more, check out his story and just, Google him. He's a guy who undrafted, played at Virginia, was a first-team All-American, and still didn't get drafted. Ended up going to Minnesota with the Vikings and played so well that they put the franchise tag on him. That's how good he was. They put the franchise tag on him back on May 18th, 2020, and then he ends up signing here in Philadelphia with the Eagles. All right, Sports Bash Live, 97.3 ESPN. I really enjoyed that conversation with Anthony Harris. He was very good.